Hello, it's Dr. Nellie Kangwa. We are going to have such an amazing topic. It's going to be a series. We shall be talking about from boardroom to bedroom. And boardroom has to do with your work environment or the marketplace, wherever you go, whether you are a professional or a businesswoman, a student, that is the boardroom. So that is a word that we've chosen to talk about so that we can remain in context. When we talk about bedroom, we are not necessarily talking about the actual room. I am talking about the home environment, the family, because you see that people can actually succeed in the marketplace or in the boardroom and really fail with family, with regards to family or at home. And so this series is going to help us to get what you may want to term balance, but though I want to really avoid, because many times people have actually not understood fully how you can balance boardroom and bedroom. So I'll be able to draw some lines to see how best you can be successful in both places. And so to do justice to the topic, I would love to begin by using some deliberate words so that you can appreciate boardroom to bedroom, because every individual has to ensure that in both places you are succeeding. And now there's usually something that I tell people that, at the end of the day, when probably you've succeeded in the boardroom or the home front, you need to also look after yourself. You need to look after your career. You shouldn't be like a needle that does not have thread or doesn't have cotton, where when you're sewing, you find that there's no thread and you've been doing it for so many years, or you are building your career, you've gotten your master's, you've gotten your doctorate. At the end of the day, your family is disgruntled, the family is not with you. What we want to create here is that as you are succeeding in the marketplace, you need to succeed in the boardroom. So where are we going to start from? We are going to start with the word sensitivity. Sensitivity is an amazing word that will help us to really bring ourselves in perspective, or to really dwell on what we want to achieve today. Now, when it comes to sensitivity, let's begin breaking down boardroom. And for you to be sensitive in the boardroom, you need to understand your emotional intelligence and social intelligence. Do you know that there's so many people who've got the very powerful IQ? You are intelligent, you went to school and you did very well in school, but yet you are lacking in the area of emotional intelligence or social intelligence. And this has got a lot to do with your success in the boardroom or in the marketplace, because when you have worked on your emotional intelligence, you will see that it will be very easy for you to bring in your social aspect or the social intelligence for you to get to where you want to go. For example, if you're a professional, you need to understand the aspect of emotional intelligence, because it is through this emotional intelligence that you begin to gain likability. Now, hard work is powerful, but if you have to really see how you can progress in your career, in business, to get some of the deals that you've got to get, you need to know that likability actually has got a higher percentage. Because if you're just a hard worker, but yet you are lacking in your emotional intelligence or likability, there is no energies that you're developing in order for your sponsor or your boss or somebody who's supposed to speak on your behalf, is supposed to say something on your behalf. They do not say anything. You may be very hardworking, but still lose out on your position. So you understand that a human being is a tripartite being. In other words, it's made up of three aspects. You've got your spirit, which has got a sense of this awareness of a higher self or higher source that is connected to your life. That is a spirit man. The second aspect is the soul. Every person has got the soul, which has got the mind, emotions, and the will. And this is where I'm going to dwell. But the third aspect of a human being is the body. I will be talking about the body, how to dress, what is supposed to happen to you in order for you to have that, a flavor of the person that needs to be likable. But today I'm not really dwelling on your physical attribute or your personal image with regards to the outward appearance. I want to really enter into your soul, because that is where we bring out the emotional intelligence and the social intelligence with regards to sensitivity. Now, your mind has been influenced by so many things. You will see that where you grew up from, there are certain things that were happening that today are actually affecting your life, knowingly and unknowingly. These things range from how you viewed yourself, how you looked at yourself. For example, where you grew up, what were they talking about when it came to a girl child, for example? Now that I can talk about it for the whole day, because there is a way in which the environment I grew up from looked at a young girl. So that environment you grew up from has got a lot to do with how you view yourself today. Be it you are a man, you are married. What did you hear when they talked about a girl child? What came to your mind? What was being talked about? That it could be what is affecting you today. Maybe if you've got a boss who is female, because of some of the things that people talked about, or how a woman was described to you when you were growing up, maybe this is why you could be having a problem, to sit under or to be a subordinate to a woman. It could be as a result of your mindset. Okay, your mind and the rules that were introduced to your mind, or the things that were spoken to your mind, and you have no idea that today actually you behave the way you behave because you see the world. It creates a worldview, and so you react to the world, or you react to situations based on how these things were introduced to you the first time, and they have formed some rules, some set of rules where you are responding from. Another aspect has to do, when it comes to your soul, has to do with your emotions, which is the bedrock of the energies or the passion that you get to develop. Now, were your emotions distorted as you were growing up when it comes to you developing your career or what you want to become? It is important to know, in order for you to do anything, you will have certain energies in your life which draws other people. So you can carry negative energy, or you can have positive energy. So some people wonder why in the marketplace they are very hardworking, but yet they lack in the area of likability because of the negative energy that they could be carrying maybe from home. They may not even be aware. Some people are not even aware. Some people hate their jobs. They don't like it. They go for work because they need to buy food at home. So they don't like the job that they do. And because they don't like it, even the energy itself is really negative, and it's energy that actually, when you get into a room, there's that aura that you even carry because you are carrying negative energy. And that negative energy is causing the universe to respond the way you want it to respond by your negative energy. And so you find that, my boss doesn't like me. Oh, my friends like gossiping about me and all that. All those things, they actually begin from the inside of you. That is why as you follow through this series, at one point I'll be dealing with how you can clean the filters of your mind, because these filters of your mind, they've got a lot to do with how you view situations, or how you read life, how you read your work environment, how you read when something has been denied of you, the business, somebody hasn't, bought from you, or there's a no that you've been given. There's a way in which you will interpret the no because of your mindset, and it will carry some emotions that can actually influence or affect your life in the negative. The third aspect that dwells in your soul is the will, which is the decision aspect, the power that every human being has. It is the power for choice. That powerful choice will differentiate you from who you are today into who you shall be tomorrow, because how we are differentiated, it has to do with the choices that we make. Do you know that you are where you are today because of the decisions that you made yesterday? The decisions you made when you were in school, with the time that you were supposed to be studying and you overslept and you wanted to read, 2 hours before, you were playing all this time, or you were just reading, watching TV and all the series and all that. The decisions that you made not to do what is right at a certain time have costed your life. But it's not too late. The reason I'm talking to you, because you can make some decisions that can change the trajectory of your future or your career. That is why I'm dwelling right in your boardroom or in the marketplace, so that we can deal with your career journey. We can deal with this thing that you always want to do, but then you are just probably just wishing and you are not really getting hold of that. So when it comes to sensitivity and developing of your emotional intelligence, the aspect that will help you to be likable, the aspect that will get other people to pay into the gift or to pay into you, or to just want your presence, or to want to say something good about you so that you can be promoted, to want to do something that is just good for you so that other people, maybe in the room or in the boardroom or at the workplace, they will just get you to be celebrated. What causes that? Now, in order for you to get this basic understanding of how to develop your emotional intelligence, there is need for self-awareness. The need for self-awareness is to know that, whether you are a believer or not, whether you know there is God that exists, you need to know. If you've experienced a death probably in your family, that probably can get you to wonder, where do people go? What is it that is going on? Why am I here on earth? There are situations that happen in your life that will bring you into a place of awareness. You need to be aware of your existence. You need to be aware of your presence. You were not born here on earth by accident. You were born here on earth because there's something that you carry that other people are looking for. Do you know there's somebody that is looking for what you have so they can pay into that which you have in order for them to benefit out of your life because they are in need of what you have? But the only way other people will be able to pay into what you have is when there's self-awareness. You need to be aware of your presence. You need to get to the place where you self-interrogate yourself, self-introspect to see if you are really living the authentic you, the blueprint that you are, who you were created to be, the thing that you are supposed to do here on earth, the gift that God has given to you. It is important for self-awareness. When there is that self-awareness, the next thing is actualization, self-actualization. Do you know that when you begin to break down and you begin to build yourself into these layers of your life, emotional intelligence immediately begins to bring that awareness in your life, because you begin to now actualize the very life that you're supposed to live. Now, in self-actualization, this is where now you begin to understand even the values that must govern your life. Because when you actualize who you are, you understand the authentic you and what it is that you are supposed to be or you're supposed to become. Do you know that you will now get to the place where you understand what will drive your life in order for you to reach your higher self? There is a higher self in you that you need to get to. There is a higher self in you that you need to bring out, because as you begin to get on to understand these values, that is how come you get to self-discovery. Okay, you get to self-discovery, because in that actualization there is a aha moment. I don't know if you've ever reached an aha moment in your life. I have several times, because I've realized some things that God has given to me as a gift where I get to, oh my God, it is an aha moment. For example, as I'm talking to you right now, do you know that this is my natural me? This is something I've done from when I was a child. But then I didn't know best how to package it. I didn't know best that, you know what, I can talk to you on YouTube. I can talk to you on social media platforms in order for me to communicate the best that I've been given. And all these things are just being downloaded. Right now, as I'm talking to you, there are a number of things that are coming and dawning on me as I'm talking to you. Now, you need to know that is now the self-discovery. I have discovered who I am. I have discovered what I'm good at. I'm good when it comes to camera. I love camera. You know, I'm just good when a camera shoots on my side or to my side, I'm able to say something. And that's something other people will be wondering. It will take so many years for other people to compose some of the things that I'm talking about. So question is, what is that self in you that needs to be discovered? Okay, the whole issue of you getting to understand the values that govern your life, when you have self-actualized who you are, it will bring you into discovering the authentic you. Do you know that the authentic you does not change? Who you are does not change. The value, the worth of who you are does not change. And this is how I put it. Do you know that the gift that you are born with, the gift that you're born with, when you are aware of it and you self-actualize it and you discover it, do you know that now value is added to it? That gift now becomes valuable. And when the gift becomes valuable, there's that worth, that you carry. And that worth that you carry, it is what the company or it is what the business is able to bring to you in terms of wealth or in terms of money. In Nigeria, they say money, because now there is value on your gift. And when there's value on your gift, wealth comes in. And when you learn now, you've discovered yourself, you've discovered who you are, you will know that money won't actually, you won't get too excited about money because you've known who you are. And it will lead you into the last level of what I'm talking about right now, which is self-development. Because now when you've discovered who you are, you've got now to start developing your life. Self-development brings in a legacy. And so that's how I put it. Your gift, when you add value to your gift becomes worth. And when that worth, when you value the worth of your gift, because it has to be you first. You've got to first value yourself. You cannot get other people to value when you don't value yourself. So now, when you've put now that value on this particular gift, it starts now having the worth that it's supposed to have. And afterwards now, wealth starts getting created or it's like a magnet. You start now getting, the wealth starts getting, pulled to you, to pay for this particular gift. And eventually you start building a legacy, which is something that actually begins to outlive your life. You actually outlive your life with regards to this wealth that you have gathered or that which you have developed. Now, when it comes to self-development, you need to really pause there, because you know that there are some people who have, they've been building their career, but that's not really what they want. Okay, if you come from this part of Africa, or you are from the continent of Africa, you will see that universities, like in my time, universities were not common places. We only had, I think, two, universities in Zambia that time, 2 government universities. And so even when you are an intelligent child, you actually couldn't qualify because there was like a cutoff point of who should go that year. They would say only when you've got 8 points or when you've got 9 points. And then when you go to university, you get into any class, anywhere where there's an opportunity for you to get in, just for you to get your 4 years going. Now, it is not a mistake. that you even got that degree. But I think when it comes to self-development, you need to be intentional to develop something that you love to do, to develop something that is inherent. You need to start developing that which you do with love, that which it comes naturally to you. You cannot start developing something you know that you won't sustain it and you hate it. Why are you developing it? That is why the sensitivity aspect in the boardroom, you need to start now gathering yourself in this marketplace based on your inherent gift, based on this career that you do with so much love. That is where it must lead you. So if you are doing something you don't love to do, you just found yourself in that place and it's because you've got to buy food for your family, or because that's just how you found yourself. You found yourself in that place. For example, the reason why I had to get to become an entrepreneur and I had to stop work, it's because where I was working, it was routine. It was like you when you report at 8 hours, you do this, at 9 hours, you do this. Now that, I said reacting to that because I'm not so much of a systems person, like to do things daily, the same things. Okay. So I had to step out. And this is the reason why I want you to know the moment you start understanding who you are and what you want to become in the boardroom, like I said, when I'm talking about boardroom, I'm talking about the marketplace. Marketplace with regards to you being a student or you being a professional or you being a business person, an entrepreneur, whatever it is that you are at this moment as you are listening to me right now. You need to go through these 4 levels of your life so that you can develop this emotional intelligence, social intelligence for you to get hold of your career. There is need for self-awareness. There is need for self-actualization, self-discovery, and self-development. When you have all these things properly packaged, it will be easy for you to start developing this action of the emotional intelligence. Now, to build on emotional intelligence, I'm going to get deeper now to help you understand that to have this emotional intelligence and social intelligence, it's a skill that you need to develop, because then you will start aligning particular relationships, okay, that you need to leverage your career on, or your gift on, or your business on. Do you know that human capital has to do with how sharp your emotions are? Do you know that there are some things that will take you 10 years for you to achieve because you are going with it alone? Do you know that something that would have taken you 10 years to do can take you a day just based on a certain relationship? You need to be sharp enough, my friend. You need to develop that emotional intelligence with some social skills that will help you to get people into alignment of where you are going. You need particular individuals who need to just line up and show up in your way to your career development, because let me tell you something, one particular individual, one right individual can take your career to another level or your business to another level. One particular individual can also crash your career based on choices. That is why you need to, it's a skill. And this skill, in my observation, I've developed this skill based on some wrong relationship I got myself into. Business relationships, professional relationships, because these people got into my life. We got into some level of partnership or in some level of agreement in one or the other, but without, and you know where you go into relationships thinking the person is thinking like you or they are like you. And so you open your heart wide because you are thinking they've got similar values like yours, and then you just get disappointed that actually they entered into the relationship with wrong motives. Do you know that it is those challenges and those experiences that have made me to sharpen my emotional intelligence and my social intelligence? Because now, for me to allow certain people to get into the inner circle of my life, there is a way I'm sensitive now. I'm so alert. to get people into my inner circle. It is not the way I used to do that time as I was just growing up, because I thought every person, just had the heart like mine. So they were genuine like me. And I thought everybody was like that. I learned in life that not everybody is like you and not everybody will love you. You have to know that. So this is why I'm emphasizing this aspect of you developing this skill. You need to develop it, because let me tell you, if you do not develop that aspect for you to discern people, for you to know people by who they are, and then understanding that if you have a big heart and you accommodate people and you are genuine in what you do, not every person is like that. And also to understand that behavior is not the person. So if you can learn to also separate behavior from the person, you will also learn a lot from certain people that had bad behavior. So you don't have to trash everything. You don't have to, to dish out everything and to just ignore everything. Even in those bad relationships, you should have picked up a skill. Even in those bad relationships, you should have picked up a skill that will help you in the next relationship you're about to get into. So it is time for you to evaluate these particular relationships. And in conclusion, I talk about these relationships in 3 levels. It is important for you to identify a relationship that is coming with some leadership. Okay? Is this person coming into my life as a mentor? Is this person coming to my life as a sponsor? Is this person coming to my life as a colleague? It's very important for you to leverage on relationships. And that is why when you go to events, you go to certain places, please don't just go with one single eye. You need to, to open your eyes, because you don't know the person you are seated with on that table is the next mentor of your life, is the next person to open that door for you. So you need to be sharp wherever you are. You don't know the next person you are seated next with, in that aeroplane. You don't know that person in that flight is the next person who has to boot that international door that you've always been looking for. So you need to really be alert and know. So when the person comes, where are you going to place them? Are you going to place them in the mentorship box? Is that where you're going to place them? They need to qualify. Okay, they need to qualify if they are going to be in that particular position of a mentor, of a leader, of a spiritual cover, of whoever that you want to really be looking up to. And it is important for you to have this understanding when you get to place somebody in that particular department or in that particular box, they are a leader. And so you need to avail yourself. This is how I put it. If you have a mentor, you need to have communication lines open. You need to be transparent. And your communication should be 80% from you. Yes, 80% from you. You should initiate communication with an agenda. You need to always have an agenda when you are facing with a mentor. Have an agenda. And you should have both informal and formal communication or formal sittings, observations and things that you really want to learn from them. And when you are in their presence, listen, when you are in their presence, talk 20%. Let them talk 80%. Many people miss it. When they are in the presence of a mentor, they want to talk more. They want to tell the mentor, but the mentor is not learning from you. You are learning from a mentor. You need that social intelligence. You need to understand that, you know what, this particular 30 minutes that this person is really giving to me is valuable. And therefore, it is important for me to ensure that I utilize it. The second relationship is, colleagues, people who inspire your life, people who are your friends, people who they challenge your life. And to really keep this relationship going, you need to have that competitive edge. In other words, what are you learning from these friends? What are they doing that is challenging your life? What is it that is so important about these types of friends? It should be friends that are going a similar direction. Somehow, you must meet somewhere. You must talk similar language. And so if they don't believe in your Christianity, they don't believe in your career, they don't believe in your business. Why are you hanging around them 1 hour, 2 hours? You're spending time with people that don't believe anything about the things that you believe in. And finally, it is a relationship with people that look up to you. These are people that challenge you. These are people that raise a standard in your life. And so, see you again.